Thank you, Stephen. Dear friends, as you saw so beautifully in that video, this is our 50th anniversary. As we look back over the years, Holy Trinity Seminary has done so much for the church, for people just like you. The seminary has prepared men for priesthood from all these dioceses over the 50 years: Anchorage, Washington, D.C., the Carolinas, Gallup, Lincoln, Springfield, Cape Girardeau, all throughout Texas and more. Priests who have touched the lives of Catholics, priests who have preached and visited hospitals and nursing homes, priests who have prepared couples for marriage, priests who have managed schools and served as role models for the young, priests who have worked and walked with parishioners through joy as well as sorrow, priests who have baptized and absolved, and above all, priests who have given the body and the blood of Christ. But we don't want this anniversary to just be looking backwards, regardless of how much good has been done. We're looking ahead to the future, to your children's future and their children's future. I'm here tonight to tell you that you need Holy Trinity Seminary. It's the future of the Church of North Texas, of the sponsoring dioceses, and especially of the Diocese of Dallas. And I want to use the Diocese of Dallas as an example. Right now, Bishop Farrell and his successor need to open new parishes, 3, 4, or more new parishes, especially in the northeast quadrant of the diocese. As Bishop Farrell said, land is not the issue. There's plenty of land. Money is not even the issue. Future parishioners will sacrifice gladly to start a parish. The issue is simply priests. These parishes are not being opened today because the bishop has no priest to send them. And without a priest, what's a parish? Without Mass, without the sacraments, what's a parish? Bishop Farrell and his successor can barely staff the current parishes. When just one priest in this diocese becomes ill or retires, it sets into motion a very complex juggling system to try and keep the current parishes staffed. The numbers here are staggering. Back in the Midwest, I'm used to dioceses of 60 to 75,000 Catholics. Dioceses. Here, if you take just 3 parishes, St. Anne in Capel, St. Mark in Plano, and St. Francis in Frisco, the combined numbers of just those 3 parishes alone in Dallas are larger than entire dioceses in the Midwest. And those 3 parishes have 9 priests to serve. Do a little math. In the Midwest, there's 1 priest for every 750 Catholics. 750 Catholics. Here in the Diocese of Dallas, there's 1 priest for every 9,600 Catholics. 9,600 Catholics. And where do these much-needed priests come from? You know, priests aren't hatched. They aren't like chickens coming out of eggs. Priests don't fall out of the sky like the manna did for the Israelites in the desert, you know. Priests come from seminaries like Holy Trinity Seminary, and you have seen here tonight the great group of men who are at the seminary. And numbers, my friend, are just the beginning of the story. It's not just how many, it's what kind. What kind of priest do you want ministering to you and to your children? Holy priests, happy priests, well-educated priests, approachable priests, healthy priests, zealous priests, hard-working priests. That's what you want, and that's what we are doing our very, very best to give you out of Holy Trinity Seminary. And what does it take to do that? 3 things. First, it takes good programs, and we have them. My team and I have worked very hard the last 2 years to give this seminary quality programs, which I can tell you, Bishop Farrell was right on. The programs at Holy Trinity Seminary can match the programs of any other college seminary in the United States and surpass it. Programs of human formation, spiritual formation, intellectual formation, pastoral formation. Second, it takes personnel. We value so much our lay staff who work side by side with us priests every day at the seminary. And some of our lay staff have key positions as directors of programs. But at the end of the day, it is a priest who shapes and forms a future priest. And we have to have priests on staff. And you know what that means? That means sacrifices, and I don't mean small. That means big sacrifices by bishops. Bishops who are already strapped to staff their parishes have to release priests for the seminary. The very same priests which are needed in the parishes have to be released as a higher priority for the seminary. And that's a sacrifice. But you know what? When you have a seminary in your diocese, and not all dioceses have one, that's just the price that you have to be willing to pay, because you're investing in the long-term vision of the future of the faith and not just the immediate needs of a particular parish. Holy Trinity Seminary has 3 Dallas priests, 1 Austin priest, and 1 Tyler priest. And finally, besides programs and personnel, as Stephen just told us, you need facilities, and that's where you come in. When I arrived here a couple of years ago, I was surprised to find that the seminary building was not in good shape. Just to keep it habitable, I've spent a couple of $1 million just the last 2 years for nothing cosmetic, nothing extravagant, but for necessities like putting in an all-new HVAC system, sewer replacement, a new chiller, new cooling and heating pumps, new air handlers, asbestos abatement, endless repairs, and so much more still needs to be done to the building. And where did that money come from? We had to borrow against the Our Faith, Our Future capital campaign. We had to borrow. Many of you in the room tonight so generously and faithfully have given to the diocesan campaign. And tonight, I want to recognize publicly your stewardship and your generosity. I want to say to each one of you, thank you, thank you, thank you for your gifts to the Our Faith, Our Future campaign, for your loving investment in the future of the Catholic faith. But of course, borrowing against the capital campaign means that the original allotment to Holy Trinity Seminary for capital improvements is now significantly reduced. And meanwhile, our current building simply does not support our seminarians. It doesn't give them what they need and deserve in order to be healthy and balanced. A gym, a fitness room where they can exercise, classrooms. We don't have a single classroom in the seminary, not one. Gathering spaces to learn, a quiet space to study. They have no place to study. They have to study in the dining room. They have to study in the boardroom. A lounge and a kitchen where they can relax and enjoy each other's company and learn what it means to be brothers to each other so that when they're priests someday, they can be their best support to each other as priests. To give you the kind of priests you need and the kind of priests that you want, we need to build the Student Activity Center. It is part of the vision of Bishop Farrell for this seminary's future. He's given everything he's got to Holy Trinity Seminary. His vision, his dream is well on the way, but it's not complete as he prepares to leave for Rome. And so tonight, we commit together to help complete his vision by adding this critical addition to the seminary, a student activity center. And I could not be happier could not be happier than to announce publicly for the first time tonight, dear friends of Bishop Farrell, dear friends of Holy Trinity Seminary, that this edition will be named the Bishop Kevin Farrell Student Activity Center. It will stand as a permanent reminder of this bishop's untiring support for the seminary. I invite you, beginning tonight, help us build the center. In the weeks to come, a more formal 12-month capital campaign will be announced, and it will raise the monies needed beyond the limited funding still to come from the Our Faith, Our Future capital campaign. It will help us, this 12-month pledge, it will help us raise the monies needed so that next fall, we can break ground on the Bishop Kevin Farrell Student Activity Center, hopefully with Bishop Farrell present, AWOL from Rome and from the Pope, to help turn over those symbolic first shovelfuls of dirt. That's what I'm aiming for. But to be able to break ground and to start construction a year from now, we need you to join us on the journey. I know, you are already tapped by the capital campaign and by your local parish needs. But we need you to also think about the long-term future of the church and its needs for well-formed, healthy, balanced priests. We need you to dream with us about what that means for Holy Trinity Seminary, and then to make a sacrifice, a real sacrifice which impacts your daily lives, all for the future of the faith, which I know it means everything to you. For us to continue positioning Holy Trinity Seminary to accomplish its mission, I need you, each and every one of you, tonight, not only to make a gift tonight at this dinner, but also to consider a pledge, a sacrificial pledge over the next 12 months. Even before we officially launch the campaign in a few weeks, this is your opportunity tonight to make the first pledges to the Bishop Kevin Farrell Student Activity Center. You know how it works. Every gift counts. If you cannot give a large amount, give what you can. Maybe add a little extra. The sacrificial gift, regardless of its size, that is what is pleasing to God. It's a holy gift. It's a holy gift because it's an investment in yourselves and your children and grandchildren so that you can have Mass, so that you can have the sacraments, somebody to visit the sick in the hospital, somebody to teach and preach. But it's more than that. It's a gift which is holy because you're making it to honor Jesus Christ the priest and the men whom he chooses to make his priesthood present in the church. What love Jesus the priest will bestow on you for making a holy sacrifice in honor of him. Dear friends, I am doing my very best as rector of Holy Trinity Seminary, and so too are all my faculty and staff. I ask you, I need you to do your very best and join us on the journey. I need every one of you to step up to the plate this evening and to pledge to the Bishop Kevin Farrell Student Activity Center so that we can start construction of this building a year from now. So please, give what you can tonight. Now, if you would take out this donation brochure that each of you has in front of you, and let's look at it together for a few minutes. If you would open it up, on the inside right hand, where it says at the top, donate tonight, There you can peel off and place one of your stickers, the amount of your donation for tonight, or you could include a check or cash and just fold it within the brochure. Now fold the brochure closed again and turn to the very back. On the back is where you see 12-month pledge, a sacrificial gift. Tell us what you can commit. Or notice there's a little box there that you can check to say that you want to talk to me. Check that box and I will call you personally and we can talk about a major gift if you want. Going down the back side, check the box telling us the way you want to give, how many installments you want to give over 12 months, and then please, please fill out the donor information at the bottom. A seminarian will collect the donation brochures in just a few moments. But as you're busy filling them out, would you also kind of in your heart, take a moment in your heart and talk to Jesus and say to Jesus, Jesus, this gift is to honor you as a priest. Jesus, this gift is a sacrificial gift so that we can continue to have the priests that we need in our parishes. Jesus, this gift is a labor of love for our seminarians. Jesus, this gift will honor Bishop Farrell and his vision for the seminary. I know God will bless you. The seminary and I will pray for you. Thank you. Please take 5 minutes of quiet now to make a gift for tonight and hopefully a 12-month pledge. And the seminarians will come around in a few moments and collect the brochures. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you.